Maybe. I mean, maybe not. You've got it for the better part of 100 years. I mean, you still need it. Yes, you do. Maybe you'll still get your rivalry. Aggies and Lobos probably, maybe, might still. How was that for definitive? Probably, maybe, might still play basketball this year as they've exchanged security plans. That'd be good reading too, wouldn't it? Morning to you. Happy Tuesday. It's the opening drive. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
You all right?
Yeah, yes, so maybe so.
Yes, so maybe so. You kind of might, maybe you wanna. How much fun would it be to read those security plans? I mean, just to get your hands on them. I know Jeff Grammer's dying to.
Yes.
To know how many cops are going to be at each gate and in each aisle, and what's going to happen if somebody runs on the field to steal a football or a helmet, and what the charges will be, and how we're paying for them. And I mean, this would be just tremendous reading, would it not?
Riveting.
Jeff Grammer reported this morning in the paper, the Albuquerque Journal, that UNM and NMSU. We talk about some of the craziest stuff in this town. Like honestly, how often is it? Is it a few times a year where we say nobody else in America is having a conversation like this?
Heard it before.
What?
It's the unique place.
It is unique, as Bob Davey used to tell us all the time. This place is unique. I mean, am I wrong? Is it about 2 to 3 times a year we have a topic, a conversation that lasts for days, that is emotional, that is real, that is heated, and we look at each other and go, they're not having this conversation anywhere else in America. Anything like this, right?
That is correct.
This place is unique. I don't know that any other rivalry in America is saying we're putting an end to our 100-year rivalry because they haven't shown me the security plan. Now, I understand why. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you it's out of the blue and that Eddie just pulled something out of a hat somewhere. And no. I mean, I understand why. Because what we saw last November, I'm not sure is paralleled anywhere else in America either, is it?
There's been a lot of stories when it comes to robbers and things that happen, but that was definitely next level.
Yeah, I don't. So I understand why you would want a security plan. I'm not angry about it. I get it. I'm not telling you it was anybody has made an unreasonable request. We just, man, we're different. DC, you've been here 6, 7, 8 months. You're gonna keep hearing, oh yeah, this place is a little different. It's a little different. I understand that this rivalry is played twice a year, non-conference. It's not done anywhere else. Yeah, it's a little different. But it's yours, right? It's yours. And so it's a little different. All right, so according to Jeff's story, the Secretary of Higher Education stepped in, Stephanie Rodriguez. I know a bunch of legislators were involved in this as well. They were tired of getting calls. What the hell's going on? Aren't you giving them both money? And that whole thing. And they called and basically said, figure it out, get it done. So evidently, each school cooperated. They exchanged game day security and safety plans, not just for the basketball games in each school's arena, but NMSU requested a football security plan for the game on September 16th between the Lobos and the Aggies. It'll be in Albuquerque. And now I guess they have to accept it, right? So now they got to sit down with their respective teams. And I'm sure there'll be some going back. Yeah, but what about this? This isn't okay. There'll be a little of that, and until somebody maybe says, bleep you along the way, maybe that'll happen. I don't know. Do we get the rivalry back now?
I sure hope so. This is one that everyone on the outside could wrap their minds around. What you have to do to cover your bases and be extra from a university standpoint, but it felt like no one wanted to take the responsibility to do that. And then it divulges into the fan bases taking even more shots at each other, calling everyone out. And as you try to move forward in this, it seemed pretty simple. Be extra, go over the top with your security, communicate about that. This isn't state secrets that you're sharing that are going to ruin your programs. Play these basketball games because they matter. Whether you like it or not, whether it's not done anywhere else, these 2 non-conference games matter. They're true road games. more times than not, they're probably going to end up helping you on your schedule. And let's go.
You know, the one thing that got confirmed to me over the last 2 weeks with this whatever the story is kind of what I said at the very beginning, right? It's kind of been confirmed to me that these two fan bases care. And to your point that they rallied around whichever side that they were on, whichever shade of red they wear, whether it be crimson or cherry, they rally passionately and both sides care. And, you know, the Lobo, I found a little rich from both sides. I did. And it doesn't surprise me. Some of the mantras that you were sharing, that you were slinging, that whatever. I mean, it kind of went along the lines of the stereotype of this particular rivalry, which is fine. It's how it's built, right? There's always been big brother and little brother in this thing.
Yes.
Right? Perceived, whether one is in a bigger city, receives more funding from the state, has more funds, is perceived to have been in a better league situation over the years, and has a winning record. And then there's little brother, who has been perceived to not be in a better league. It was always felt that they were kept out of leagues because of big brother. Doesn't have the same amount of funds, but yet has been competitive. But I found it rich because if you go back over the last decade, JJ, I mean, this has been a pretty competitive rivalry. There have been times where it's been New Mexico who has been holding down New Mexico State's net or RPI or whichever metric you're going with. Now, that's probably not the way it is right now, and this has been somewhat secular, right? And the fan base has just jumped on the bits of knowledge that they know, because none of us know the whole thing, right? None of them know the whole thing, exactly what's going on. You know, you think you know, and well, this guy told me, and I know this guy. Okay, I know what happened. Okay, maybe this has been good for the rivalry. I don't know. Spice it up a little bit since they didn't play last year, because
it definitely will spice it up. Now, when it comes to the games, the one thing maybe more fans, while to your point, spicy, are able to keep a better handle on things. That makes sense?
What do you mean?
Like, or is it? Because if you base anything off social media, then you think that the world is going to collapse in 7 seconds.
That's right.
But I'm talking about going to the football stadium, going to the arenas. Is there ever a way that the fans, there can be a healthy respect there, or is just everyone going to be on guard, just waiting for that one dude or person that's going to pop off and create a problem because it's been such a focus heading into next year?
I think there is a way, and so I think both of those things are true. I think there's a way, and I think it's always been, for the most part, respectful rivalry. Right? Look, I've been around here 27 years now. I've watched this rivalry. I think it's different. We all grew up in whatever rivalry, right? What was CU's big rivalry when you were growing up? Was it? It's not really CSU, although that's a rivalry. But was it CU Nebraska? CU
Nebraska,
yeah. When they were in the same league, right? Did you like them? Did you respect them? You didn't like them, but you respected them, right?
It was a lot of respect. I've been thinking about this. Iowa State is one they're in different conferences,
and they play once a year.
Once a year, yeah. But that rivalry, it's everything. It's their Super Bowl, and losing that, I can see that being a huge loss down here.
Yeah, I know it's a big deal, man. And you know, I've heard, and if you've been with us a lot, I repeat stuff a lot sometimes, guys, because I know that our audience cycles through, and so sometimes I say something, and if you're hearing it again, it's because I really believe it. And if you're hearing it for the first time, well, it's still because I believe it. But I understand that this rivalry is different. I think Iowa State's a really good example of this, right? A state with not a huge population, with no major league sports, right? And that's a big rivalry up there. And so the one time a year they play in football, and then the one time of year one plays in the Big 12 and one plays in the Big 10. But they play once a year in basketball. Now, we played down here, this rivalry, for the better part of a century, played twice. And it's just the way it's been done here. So I'm not a fan of doing something. The reason let's keep doing it is because it's always been done. But in this situation, it means a lot to these two fan bases. It means a lot down there. And you're going to tell me, Jeff, their crowds are crap. And a lot of times it's been played during winter break, and scheduling and timing is a big deal. And as you well know, the population up here is much, much larger than it is in Las Cruces. The percentage of people who go to the games in Albuquerque is a much higher percentage of non-students than it is in Las Cruces. But all those things, whatever, it means a lot to both of those fan bases. It's a big gate for both of those schools each year. You're right, it's different. And I think, DC, the Iowa State comparison is a really good one. And to take that away would be a big deal. But why play once? Why play twice? It's been twice for a lot of years, because both of these schools have had troubles scheduling. All the coaches that have ever come through here, right? Every one of them has talked about how tough it is to get somebody to come to their arena, right?
Yeah.
Every one of them. So you get a quality, typically, on a typical year, a quality home game. And on the other side, you get a quality road game, a real, true road game. And both these fan bases get it. And you know what? It means a lot to these people. And I'll say this again. A lot of coaches have come through and said, some have embraced it, and some have said, I don't want to play them twice. Well, coaches come and go, and athletic directors come and go. But the people who are here are you. The fans are going to be here, and it's you, and it's your rivalry. And this is one of those things that where JJ in this last 2 weeks, and Jeff Grammer has, I think, done a really nice job. And maybe we should get him in here too to talk about this. But I think he's done a really nice job on this story. But what it's exposed to me, and not even exposed, I think more so confirmed, is that it matters, man. Everything we talked about is just been absolutely confirmed by these two fan bases, that it matters, that to play twice matters. There's been a few dissenters that saying, you know what, screw it, let's not play them anymore, on the other side. But I think the overwhelming majority is figure it out, let's go.
Yeah, this is a state, a region where college athletics matters. It resonates. It can resonate in the fall with basketball on both those campuses, and I'm glad that it's trending in the right direction. And sometimes you need a little extra outside force. Sometimes you need a little of the people kind of poking the bear, and we got that, and it feels like both universities were able to start moving forward.
Yeah, and I don't know if they wanted to play this out in the media or not, right? I think there was a frustration on both sides that it wasn't moving, and both probably blamed the other side, and both had an issue with the way the other side was doing it. Whatever. Honestly, I don't think you give a damn. You just want to know that you're getting your rivalry, and the reality is, 2 of the last 3 years we haven't had it.
That is a reality.
I mean, the COVID year, New Mexico State didn't play at all, and the Lobos didn't play in state, and then last year you didn't get either game. And so I think you want your damn rivalry back. And as much as the Lobos benefited maybe last year from playing, in regards to net rankings, to playing those games against San Francisco and against Oral Roberts, I don't know. Would you rather play the Aggies? I think there's, some of you are saying, hell no, this helped us with your net ranking.
To be able to work in both.
Yeah. And by the way, why wouldn't you be able to?
You should be.
Why wouldn't you be able to schedule San Francisco and Oral Roberts as well as New Mexico State when you're telling me how hard it is to schedule? All right, we got a lot to do today. Your thoughts on this, and I got more on it, but I know you do, and now that it's trending in that direction, would love to hear from you. The numbers to get in are 505-246-0610. That's the 377 Brewery hotline. It is also the Sports Animal text line. You can text there, and we'll get it on the air. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Send JJ a tweet. It's _JJ Buck. And on Facebook, you can watch our show. Adrian produces the simulcast on ProView Networks on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, and on Comcast Channel 26, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. DC will take your calls as we go through today. We're going to go through there's a lot of NFL stuff today we're going to get into. But last night, man, Vegas took some hits, but delivered the biggest blow. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one hit on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
And Eichel got run over like a freight train. Jack Eichel took a hit from it was from Kachuk, right?
If Kachuk would, how much wood could
How much
Kachuk
wood could Kachuk if Kachuk would? Totally legal hit. And Eichel, who has had a previous injury, kind of skated off the ice immediately, knew he was kind of out of it. It was crazy, man. It was that, and it started a scrum. What'd you think of the hit, first of all?
I'm gonna go with the dude that took the hit and agree with him, because after the game, Jack Eichel said it was a clean hit.
It was. I mean,
shoulder
to shoulder. Now he caught his toe and was leaning forward, and it was unfortunate for him that it just got him further into the hit, right? I mean,
yeah.
He leaned into it, but it was shoulder to shoulder. It was a clean check. Now, it was powerful. It was violent. It was fast. It got guys got fired up, but it was a clean hit. Really, it didn't matter, man. It was a run job last night, and Vegas is up 2-0, heading back to Florida. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Let's go. John, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, John.
Good morning, guys. It's been a long time.
Good to hear.
I listen, but I don't call very often.
Right on.
But I just wanted to make a few comments about the New Mexico State UNM deal.
Yeah.
About security and whatnot after what happened last fall.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a retired police officer, and I worked a lot of security at local football games and local basketball games throughout my life. And I'm born and raised Albuquerque, so I've been to a lot of Mexico State UNM basketball and baseball games. Football games. And I was in the first game at the Pit. I remember the old UNM Mexico State games with Sam Lacey and Charlie Chris and Ron Becker and Ron Nelson and Greg Stretch Alford back in the 60s. And we really never had that kind of animosity, but let's place the issue and the onus on who is responsible. And that, I hate this term, but it's used often as lack of institutional control. And what happened last fall was exactly that. You have to have people who are in charge of these young athletes, and that's what they are. I mean, they're high school, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, whatever. You have to have someone they can look up to, respect, and follow the rules. Whether you have to place 24 monitoring on some of these guys when they're on the road, do it. It's not necessarily the fans. I think the universities and their staff involving the basketball, football, athletic teams, they need to place more control over that because we all know the basketball player left his hotel room.
Yeah.
John, and now they're saying, well, we have to have more security here and there. When in actuality, that was Mexico State's fault, and that was UNM's fault, and, whatever. The universities involved have to take control to properly supervise these young men.
Yeah. All right, John. I think that's I do, and I appreciate the call. Thank you for that. So let me a couple things in there. Yes. Okay. The premise of that, yes. Right now, should you have 24-hour security of these young men? I mean,
did you have to? No, but if they're showing you that they are taking advantage of what you are letting them do,
then yes.
Then you got to change things up. And this is one where it get hyper focused on the fans, but that is also just both universities covering their bases because it did happen at a venue. A fight popped off at a venue.
A couple of things. So yes, the premise of what he just said is right. Both of these athletic departments have cited incidents in the other school's venue, whether it be football or basketball, where there were incidents involving fans. We saw the fight. Look, I don't know who started the fight. I know who finished it. But that fight at the football game, is that the only time you've ever seen a fight at a football game?
No.
Okay. It's not. It's not. Now, it led to somebody being dead. To John's point, should the school be responsible for their student athletes? Yeah, probably. Right? Should a school be responsible for their students? This is where NMSU is going to come in now, right? They're going to tell you, John, that it was 4 students from the University of New Mexico who lured Mike Peake out of his room that night. Yeah, he went. He's responsible for that. That's on him. But it was 4, or was it 3 University of New Mexico students.
But we can also
I know. Look,
acknowledge that it's easier for
a coach. To oversee his 12, 14 athletes that is oversee an entire student body. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I guess my point is, can we be beyond the point of placing blame and move forward now?
Yeah.
So John, if you want, if your point is it was completely on Mike Peake and NMSU could have stopped this whole thing if they didn't allow this young man to leave his hotel room. Yeah, I imagine If he didn't leave his room, I don't imagine. If he didn't leave his room, it doesn't happen. Okay? Doesn't happen that night. Now, who knows what happens in the future, but yeah, I'll give you that. Now, if he doesn't get lured out, if he doesn't get, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs. I think we're at the point now where everybody wants to move forward with this, right? Mike Peake is no longer part of the Aggie team or student body. That's the best of my knowledge. The students involved from UNM are no longer part of the student body. And you want your rivalry back, right? And I have heard from both sides of this rivalry, oh, yeah, well, this happened at their stadium. Well, this happened at their stadium. Well, okay, what's the security plan? And that's where this is coming from. So, I don't know. If you want to sit around and point fingers and say it's their fault, it's their fault. I guess you can do that. I don't know where it's
probably why everyone got stuck in the mud in the first place.
100%.
No one wanted to move forward and maybe even somehow, some way, make it look like they are taking the brunt of it, like taking responsibility for something. It's all right, as you've laid out. Everyone gets it. It happened. This is where we're at. Let's overcorrect on both campuses where the football and basketball games are going to be played. Cover all those bases, be on the same page, and move on.
Yeah. I mean, we spent a lot of hours sitting around and placing blame, right? Yeah. You called, they called, they called, they called, they called, she called, he called. Got it. And there's plenty of blame here, man. I mean, and you could say, yep, you plug this one hole and it doesn't happen. You're right, man. If they don't have that fight at New Mexico State, does it happen? Yeah, probably not. If Mike Peake doesn't leave the hotel, yep, you're probably right. If the UNM students don't lure him to campus in the middle of the night, yep, you're right. And they're telling you you're at fault, and you're telling them that they're at fault. And you know what, guys? Now, at this point, doesn't bleep and matter. The DA isn't pressing any more charges against New Mexico State. They've gone after the people from UNM who are responsible for it, and someone's dead. Want your rivalry back? Take a look at those security plans, read them, make sure you're comfortable with them. But this isn't the only issue. I think that just unearthed, JJ, I think a lot of the other stuff that maybe people were living with for a while. Maybe that they were understaffed security at a venue or two or three or four, right, for this rivalry. Maybe this rivalry, to your point, needs to be overstaffed, overcorrected. All right, then do it. I guess the other side of the answer is, or maybe the rivalry needs to take a hiatus. But I don't.
Yeah, because if people are saying, well, if it needs to be, if you need that much security, should you really be playing that? Yes, because I don't believe that's going to be what we see happen every time these teams get together. It's just all of a sudden, because of what we just witnessed, there's going to be fight after fight after fight breaking out.
So where are we? Are we taking a break here? Or no, we're not. We're not breaking. Okay. All right. Sorry about the talk. We just have a little computer issue back there. The other side of that is, and JJ, I've heard it. Put it on a hiatus for a few years. You really going to let those people destroy what you had? That was
been
so
on
good?
hiatus. So
what's that? It's
kind of
it's 2 out of the last 3 years. It's been on hiatus. You going to let those people destroy what you had? No, that's not okay. That's not how this works. All right. If you want to get in on it, you can. It looks like we're going back towards it, though. 505-246-0610. Trulio to the game. Mike says, what was that, Sheffaloo? Yeah, I don't know. That's when I told you we're having a little problem with that computer back there. We went back to the future and put Trulio in there. See? Trulio might have a show tonight after he's done with TJ over there, for all I know. Yeah, that's what's going on.
all I know, it's Taco Tuesday.
Out at the ballpark tonight?
Out at the ballpark.
Pedro Lopez is going to be with us. He's the manager. Does he get tacos tonight?
Only if they win. Remember, only winners get wings. Well, now tonight, only winners get tacos.
Text
1,000 of them, though.
How many?
He's got 1,000 of them, Dubs, now. Kilo.
Yeah, he's going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. Pedro Lopez, the Isotopes manager. It's quite a milestone. Quite a milestone. Quite a lot of baseball. We're going to talk to him. I know. I already hear it. Don't push send. Well, why don't you have any of them here? I got it. You don't have to
Got
push-
ahead of it.
Yeah, you don't have to push send on that. Text line, a Mike Trulio True to the Game promo, LOL. The new producer there didn't get the memo. That was the shortest program run. It says, bury the program. Bury the promo, please. Yeah, no, I got it. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's on a rotation. I just clicked the button, trying to keep it from being dead air.
Let people know that the damn thing's got its own mind back there. That we're not having commercials today, by the way, are we? Are we just running a show without commercials today?
Commercial free.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, if you want. I mean, however you want to do this. All right. Does that mean we can't run sound too? Because I was going to kind of go into that, but we can. All right. We talked about this yesterday. JJ, we were talking about Denver, Mount Rushmore in sports. This is where I was going to go in the next segment. So this would be cut number 2. And I told you I was in Denver this weekend, and I heard some talk about the Mount Rushmore of Denver professional sports. And the only one that those guys who were screaming into the mic that day agreed on was John Elway. You all agree on that, right? You're a Denver guy, sports fan. You're a Denver sports fan. You guys are all agreeing on that?
Yes.
All right, and then the other names were Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh. Should Nikola Jokic be on there? What I hear, Floyd Little yesterday. Somebody even said Terrell Davis, right?
Yeah. Honorable mention.
All right, well, Terrell Davis.
Unfortunately, though, poor Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
He's become a bit of a crying Jordan meme for being sad after game 2. They got a shot of him in the stands.
Oh, did they really?
It was one of those moments where his face is just like
Just weepy?
frowny face and woof. Sorry, Terrell.
Sorry, TD.
Sad TD.
That's a bummer for you. All right, where was you speaking? Where'd this come from? This came from Talk Radio up there? From TMZ. All right, this is Terrell Davis, the former Bronco running back, won a Super Bowl, on Nikola Jokic's spot on the Mount Rushmore of Denver sports.
He's up there already, and this would only cement his place in, the greatest athletes to come out of Denver. So I think that's what he's dealing with. And of course, anytime you're part of the first of anything, it holds a special place here.
Now, they haven't won anything yet. They're the first Nuggets team to get to the finals, so I guess that makes you the first of something, right? He's already there, says Terrell Davis. But this would cement him there. Is that right?
That's correct.
I think that's right. I mean, I don't know that you can give me. And Nicola's been there, 8 years?
Yeah.
Ish. Okay.
It's kind of similar to Steph Curry's rise in Golden State, where first couple of years
himself, he was about to do some laundry and
DA,
accidentally put the detergent in the
relax,
fabric softener
trying to
area.
come
What the
in,
heck was I doing?
take over.
Trash me.
This must be garbage time.
Jeremy tweets, I'm trashing people who don't take their cap off for the national anthem at sporting events. Show some respect. Hashtag Trash Tuesday.
So frustrating.
I remember thinking that, what was the first sporting event, pro sporting event that I went to with my dad? Maybe I was 10.
10.
No, probably earlier.
Maybe
8.
earlier.
And I remember standing up for the national anthem. Everybody stands.
We're working on it.
And I don't know if I had the ball cap on or not, but everybody took off their ball cap, and I noted that, that's
This is
that's
David
the right thing.
Amendola.
My dad has never worn a baseball cap.
What's his real name? Amanda
So he didn't have a cap on that
Amendola.
day.
DA.
But then ensuingly going
Well,
to games,
it's
I always
CBS
felt
Sports.
this intense pressure. 'cause
Taking
I
over the
remember
world.
Growing up, seeing adults do it. And now, it's something that I also find weird. It's like you're going to stand and put your hand over your heart so you recognize the anthem and the respect that we should show, but then you're keeping your cap on. It seems like kind of half-assed. So Brett in Boise is trashing people who pile all of their work onto others as they go preparing for vacation and then leave work 2 hours early. No fear, I'll do both of our jobs while you're still here. Hashtag hold on. Hashtag trash them.
We're eroding.
And Kyle says, I'm trashing all these randos in Arizona
listening
pretending
to-
to be Nuggets fans. You're not a Nuggets fan. You're not even a basketball
Yeah.
fan. Get them out. Trash them.
Ooh, that garbage bag is leaking.
All right. Wow. Just a little DA trash Tuesday. You wanted Taco Tuesday today? You got
We can
trash.
say that now, right? Did
Did they,
LeBron open that up for everyone?
can we talk about Mount Rushmore too? I saw something yesterday. Is this right? That Target is running a fundraiser to destroy and blow up Mount Rushmore because they
Target?
feel Target, the owners,
the-
the owner of Target, like the CEO of Target. I don't because it's on what they feel is stolen Native American land, and so they want to blow.
these days, man.
So they want to blow up Mount Rushmore. I saw that story yesterday.
They just want to blow up their business model.
They're struggling right now, man. Between
I was stoked that we're getting a Target, like just down the street,
you're getting a new Target. Where?
and now they're out here trying to like ruin everything.
Yeah, people are pissed at Target right now. Yeah, I don't know if you.
I followed
Yeah, yeah, I follow.
Target and Starbucks,
Yeah.
man. That's what we do. We
Bud
are
Light.
we live that.
Oh, you don't do the Bud Light.
The
The Target Starbucks.
Target kid loves it.
Your kid loves Starbucks.
Pumpkin bread. Okay.
I just want to make sure we're still allowed to have.
I don't want to not.
I know.
I'm stalling. Anyway, now this got me thinking.
Yeah.
Because every once in a while I'll think about something, and it's few and far between. We always do the best athletes.
Yeah.
To come out of New Mexico. Have we really ever gotten together and is it just mainly going to come down to? Would it just be a Lobo, an Aggie list with like maybe an Alex Bregman sprinkled in?
For the best. Well,
No, because that would be from New Mexico. Like best Mount Rushmore of
pro athletes.
no, because that would be different. Because we're talking about like in the Denver, right? The Mount Rushmore of Denver. And you could do the
Well,
Mount
they were
Rushmore
talking
of
about the
Chicago.
Mount Rushmore of Colorado professional sports, right?
But
So that's
those
what
are
that
athletes
is.
that
That played professional sports for Colorado franchise.
So would our list mainly be the best
we don't
Lobo
have
and Aggie? I know.
I mean, it would depend on what your list is. So, I mean, what we've done, I think, in the past is who are the best athletes to come out of New Mexico that made their impact on a national level, right?
That's New Mexico born. It's really kind of what we.
Well, and is it New Mexico? Brian wasn't born here.
Yeah.
Right? Brian Urlacher was born in Pasco, Washington, Tri-Cities, Washington. What do you mean, Jeff? No, but he grew up in Lovington. So is he from here? Is this where we're going? Is it already July? If we had that list, I mean, because Ralph Kiner was born here, and I heard, people tell me all the time Ronnie Lott was born in New Mexico.
I think that's a different conversation too.
What is?
Because Jokic obviously wasn't born in Denver.
No,
Neither was John Owen.
theirs is specifically the impact that they had on Colorado sports, right? On the Avalanche. None of those guys were born there, right?
I like that the way to look at it though too is not just there's a lot of good players, but just the impact and then who's had that impact
Yeah.
on
No,
the program.
look, for them,
teams. Yeah.
For them, it's easy. I mean, Elway's from L.A., went to Granada Hills High School. Joe Sakic, I'm going to guess, is Canadian, right? He's on their Mount Rushmore, I think. Nikola Jokic is certainly not from there. And then who's their fourth? I mean, who did you guys decide was the fourth? And you like Todd Helton on that list, right?
I do.
No. I've heard Terrell Davis. Some people are pushing for Peyton Manning. It's tough for me to think of Peyton Manning. When Peyton Manning's all said and done, and he is all said and done, do most people think of him as a Colt or as a Bronco? No, he hangs out in Denver because it feels like
A lot
favorite
of Denver
place.
connections because he's chilling
Yeah.
courtside, doing all his stuff from Denver, but he's still a Colt.
I kind of think of him more of a Colt than a Bronco, don't you? Do you think? I mean, you're a Bronco fan, but
He definitely had one of the better second acts of. There's kind of few and far between. Of
I would argue
hitting,
the best.
like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, like actually
Well,
finishing on the plus side after you.
Brady had a pretty good second act. How long was Peyton a Bronco? Is it like 4 seasons, 5 seasons? 4, right? 3, 4?
5.
5?
Yeah.
So it's a longer act. Tommy was a Buccaneer for 2,
It was 3 years.
3. He won a Super Bowl 2. He had a pretty good second act. I would argue that those were the 2 best. Can you even come close to giving me something better? Matthew Stafford, a second act? Well, I mean, it was certainly
He was
then
there.
better than his first. I mean, it was way better than his first. I don't really have one. Jim Plunkett, back in the day, people will tell you he started out as a Patriot and then went to the Raiders. That's the guy that people scream, by the way, that should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame, is Jim Plunkett, and I don't disagree. He had a good second act. He started with the Patriots, went to the Raiders, won a Super Bowl. Quarterback-wise, though, yeah, it was pretty good. And they went over there. He's associated with that city now. They won. I'm down with that. All right, Dalvin Cook is the franchise back. Is that even a term anymore? Franchise running back?
Yes.
He's been with the Vikings for a long time. And time's ticking. He's a contender to land with the Vikings, maybe. But where's he going to go? So evidently that they were looking to trade him to the Dolphins earlier this year, and that they almost agreed to it. A-Marie was telling us this a lot, that she believed they're going to release him because he's expensive, he's been hurt a lot, and he hasn't been as productive over the last 2 seasons as certainly had been in the past, right? We don't argue this, do we? Now, he's the only guy in the NFL to run for more than 1,100 yards in each of the last 4 seasons. That's pretty impressive. But he's due $10.4 million base this season. Their new head coach, not new anymore, Kevin O'Connell, praises Alexander Mattison as a 3-down back. Mattison has been the backup there. He re-signed with the franchise on a 2-year, $7 million deal in the offseason. Way more economical. And you can make an argument at this point that you can get the same production out of Alexander Mattison as you can out of Dalvin Cook, can't you?
Yes, you can.
So if they can't find a place to trade him, they can't find somewhere that they want him to go, they may release him. It would save $11 million in cap space. Actually, they'd save $9 million in cap space if they release him and can't trade him. 11 if they trade him. I guess the Dolphins are real interested. Dude, the Dolphins are just loading up, aren't they?
Absolutely. Dolphins, they have a quarterback on a rookie deal, continue to load up on that offense. And if you're the Vikings, the trade, that ship is sailed. Like at this point in time, if you haven't been able to trade someone, you're not going to do it. Look at DeAndre Hopkins. And I think everyone was surprised when Arizona did finally release him, because it got to a point where he was on the roster for so long, you just figured, all right, he's going to stick around in town, and you're kind of getting that same feeling with Dalvin Cook. I don't think it would be crazy for the Vikings to hold on to him for one more year, but to me, it's trending more and more towards Dalvin Cook's just going to get released, and he'll be in one of those running back rotations. Because if you look at Miami, they've been trying to throw everything at it. They went, got Jeff Wilson last year at the trade deadline. They drafted rookie running back at Texas A&M. So they're just putting bodies. They want speed on that offense for Tua.
Well, they've been going out and getting players too. I mean, just whatever it is. Their running back room right now is Raheem Mostert's number 1. They still have Jeff Wilson, so they kind of look like the old Niners. And then Myles Gaskin is there, and is Devin Akane? Is he the rookie?
Yes.
So that's where they are, out of Texas A&M. He's from Miami too, which is the other piece there, right? So they want him to go home. Now, he could do some sort of restructure, but I think at this point that's unlikely. All right, where are we? We ready to take a break here? All right, 505-246-0610. Pedro Lopez, the Isotopes manager, is going to be with us as they get set to start a homestand tonight. He's going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. Just got his 1,000th career victory. That is quite the milestone. When we come back, United have an interim head coach. They have a sporting director. What is a sporting director? That's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
922-0610.
All right, as we celebrate Pedro Lopez, 1,000 victories. ISOP's manager will be with us at 9 o'clock. Their roommates over at the ball pitch, New Mexico United, have promoted first assistant Mac Hemme to temporary head coach while they search for a head coach to replace Zach Prince, who announced after the match on Saturday past that he is leaving the club to take a job in another league. It's the opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC. You can come in at 505-246-0610. So yesterday they did United. They bumped up their first assistant, and they announced that they have hired a sporting director, bringing back Itamar Keenan. And you've told me sporting director is soccer for general manager?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was like, okay, I don't know that I've ever heard that term. That doesn't, I should. I did know it. So sporting director is basically, so he's gonna help hire the manager, and then is he gonna be in charge of personnel too? Is that how that works?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. In the past, how they always worked it there, it's been the coaching staff that has been in charge of the personnel. So it's been Troy and it's been Zach Prince and it's been the coaching staff who's been responsible for going out and finding players and signing players, right? Yes. I believe that's been their model. All right. So this is another layer in the like a GM. Okay. All right. Do you? I'm not going to pretend I know Mac Hemi. Do you?
I don't.
Okay, I don't. So that's what they're going to do mid-season. They're going to try to find somebody, and they're on the road. They play Tampa Bay, I believe, on Friday, and get this thing back on track. So I believe they will. Right? It's like a little speed bump. When I asked Heather yesterday, Heather Dyke was with us yesterday, the Level women's coach for soccer, and who's close with United. How much does a coach? What is a coach's job at that level, right? I always think it's different at different levels. At the college level, I think it's a lot about development. At the highest level, it's probably more about management, right? A little bit of X's and O's, a lot of psychology and rotations. At this level, is it more about management and it more so than development,
what we're seeing
right?
Is pro coaches. It's a seesaw. But pro coaches have a huge impact. 'Cause we can't deny it. We can't sit here and say we love Eric Spoelstra and Mike Malone and then act like these guys don't do anything just because guys are getting paid to do something.
Yeah, but I think that's a different level, right? That's at the top level where that's where everybody's trying to get, where at this level everybody's trying to get there. And I always wonder at the minor league levels, and sorry about the term, but whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, whatever, where everybody's kind of more about me than about a team, right? And understood, everybody's trying to get up to that next level. And maybe that's not the case here, right? Is it different with New Mexico United?
I'm sure there's guys that are absolutely out there trying to show, all right, I want to get to that next level.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as, you can call it minor league, whatever, but I don't think that is as prevalent as it would be in AAA baseball
Fair
because you're
enough.
connected.
Yeah.
Like you can get the call and you can go up.
There
in
you can,
contract.
right. You can get a call any day. Yeah. All right, fair enough. So it is a big influence. So you think it's closer at New Mexico United than, a head coach would be more like an Eric Spoelstra or Michael Malone than it would be just kind of a conductor. Okay, I'll buy that. Yeah, I'm down with that. So this is a pretty big hire then.
Yeah. Well, and especially you got to.
This is the secondary face of the team.
An in-season move.
Yeah.
Whether it was. Why? I think a question too is, you can also look at it. Was it in the planning because someone saw the writing on the wall? Like the team wasn't as successful as people in positions to make those decisions felt. Because coming out of the weekend, theme from at least the Peter Trevisani has been about attack, being aggressive, and a lot of people will tell you watching Zach Prince, that wasn't necessarily his style.
Well, look, there have been a lot of people vocal, and you're closer to this than I, but I hear it too, that we're not happy with the performance of the coach. And I don't know this game well enough to sit there and tell you that the coach wasn't getting enough out of the talent on this team, or that the talent on this team is where they should be.
Yeah, it's a style of play.
Okay.
How do you set yourself up? Are you a team that really, hey, we're going to play a lot of long balls over the top, try to break lines, attack, or sit back and possess and take our time? So with anything, with any sport, there's a style to it. There's a way that you play. And I think that now what we're going to see is a change in the way that New Mexico United plays.
I don't know if this is right or not. There's a feeling I get. It feels like maybe Zach did the club a favor in getting this other position, because there was a lot of pressure from outside, and I wonder how much internally to make a move. I wonder how hard Peter tried to fight to keep Zach there. And I wouldn't expect him to tell you this, right? But it's almost like I know there was some pressure. Did he kind of say, you know what, I'll make this decision for you. I got another job, and you can go a different direction?
Possible.
Because from what I read, and I've sought out some of this, feels like there's a faction of people who are like, yeah, good, let's go. We're going to be better now. Right?
There is.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. When we come back, the NFL has got to figure out what to do with gambling. Gambling is here. Is it the players or the league that's got to figure it out? Well, yes is the answer. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
Well, we talk about it all the time. What's the spread? What you got? Oh, they almost covered the spread. What's the over-under? What's the win totals? You going over that or under that? We talk about it all the time. We've talked about it for years. You always have. Now you can talk about it out in the open because, well, in all the major sports, betting is a real thing. They're taking money from books and FanDuel sites and DraftKings, but there's rules. Who can bet? On what can you bet? On what can you not bet? Where can you bet? And how are you going to be punished? It's the opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC, and you bet we're going to talk about it. Good morning to you. So I don't know. Well, the onus is on both the players and the leagues. And this is, the focus is going to be on football here. But this is on everybody, right? This goes back to the Black Sox in 1919. This goes back to Pete Rose in the 70s and 80s. This goes to the current who can bet in the locker room. Guys, I don't know, when you get with your buddies, do you bet? Like I play golf, we bet, okay? Right? It's holes, it's a couple bucks here, whatever. You playing hoops, you bet, like on pregame stuff. Okay, how many three-pointers can you make out of 10? Here's $10 on it, $100, $1,000, $20 grand. You know, whatever league you live in, right? You hear players tell you all the time, like I've heard stories of guys losing hundreds of $1,000s in pregames. In pregame, double or nothing. Is the onus on the NFL or the players to figure this out?
That's two different conversations.
Kind of.
No, they're totally separate. Dudes that are betting with each other versus betting on sports.
That
has nothing to do with the other.
Right. No. Though that is totally different. I'm talking about legal betting. Right. No. You and I betting on who's going to get to the coffee first, or the money we put down. All right, are there going to be 2 empty pots when we get there? I'm going to always bet yes. Right. I mean that who's going to win the taco race tonight at the ballpark? No. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about on the organized betting. Indianapolis Colts cornerback Isaiah Rodgers is under investigation for possible violations of the gambling policy. Right? They're understand what's going on. He said, "I made mistakes. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to repair the situation. The last thing I ever wanted to do was be a distraction of the Colts. I made an error in judgment. I'm going to work hard to make sure that these mistakes, blah, blah, blah." All right. The guy's a 6th-round pick. He's in the final year of a 4-year deal. Pay him $3.5 million. All right, what happened? Because this is like, the deal with the Detroit thing a few months ago. The guys placed bets in the facility. You're not allowed to place bet in the facility. So evidently, an account was open at a sports book. Not in his name, under the name of an associate. About 100 bets were placed on that account over whatever the time was, they're not to say, including on Colts games. Most of the bets were, I don't know what you guys are betting per game, but $25 to $50 a game. We're not talking what you expect from an NFL guy. One was a low 4-figure bet. All right? So there's an investigation on his, what they're calling pervasive betting. Wagers placed on his home team. I mean, first and foremost, we get that, right? You cannot bet on your team. Easy?
Easy.
All right. You cannot bet on your sport. Easy?
Simple.
All right. After that, what can I bet on? Can I bet on baseball if I'm an Indianapolis Colt? Can I bet on college football? I brought this up a few weeks ago. How do you feel about, DC? I don't think you were here yet. Should guys in the NFL, let me back up, preface. The reason you cannot bet on your own sport is because, obviously, A, you have inside information, B, you have influence on the game, and it's the credibility, it's what's the word I'm looking for, of the game, the integrity. Thank you. Integrity. Okay? That can never be called into question. So, do you feel guys in the NFL should be able to bet on college football?
I go back and forth on that one. Ultimately, I think there's too much connection there, and that insider information, it makes me uncomfortable. So I tend to lean towards no, but I can hear the other argument and make some sense of that too.
I think I agree with you. Do you think NFL guys should be able to bet on college football?
You make a valid point.
My point is, and it's kind of your point, these guys all got buddies still back at their alma mater. And they hear that the quarterback's got a sprained knee and didn't practice all week, or the left tackle's out, or 2 wide receivers are out, or the whole secondary's got COVID, right? And they're all talking. They're all talking. And look, people go back and forth. We just talk. No, I get it, right? I tell you stuff all the time that I don't say on the radio, right? You know, inside information that maybe you shouldn't, but, right, I trust you with it. We all talk.
I'm the leak.
You are. So I would tell you, I don't think for that reason the NFL guys. And look, how long is your career? 3 to 8 years, right? I mean, just you can get away with not betting on football. Here's the deal, though.
Learn a new sport to bet on, because there is an exemption that allows players to bet on sports other than the NFL.
That's right.
This is simple, and to me, it's not one where I'm gonna get caught up and go, "Oh, this is so hypocritical. How could you be taking the money?"
It's not.
There's things you can't do at work, but you can go home and do it. And the NFL's just saying, at our facilities, we're not doing this. You're not betting on NFL games. Pretty simple.
So I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the reasoning behind why I can't do it in the building, but I can go across the street. Why is that?
I don't know.
Do you know why? I mean, I know it's there, but I don't know, what's the impetus behind that? What's the thought process behind? You can't do it in the facility, but you can go across the street to Applebee's and do it.
I've never heard an actual explanation on that, so I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, I've tried to think that one through, and it doesn't make sense. I'm
just one of those rules to be a rule.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the deal. So I asked at the very beginning of this, who's the onus on? Who is it? Is it upon the league? Is it upon the players? And the answer is yes. So the league has got to be very, very definitive in what the rules are, and I believe they are. I don't believe players listen. Now, you've been in rooms where guys are preached at rules, and everybody's on their phone or falling asleep and whatever, man. I've heard this crap. You can only give them the information so much. Guys have to take it. At some point, guys have to be responsible for themselves. This is like anything else. I have no doubt this young man, Isaiah Rodgers, has had access to the information on the rules of what he can and can't do, right? And he's not running from it. He's out there saying, yep, I screwed up, and I'm willing to take responsibility. Calvin Ridley was suspended for a full season because when he was out over a 5-game stretch, he bet on football. Can't bet on your team, right? Now, I think his penalty was too harsh. I do. Do I think the guys who get in early in this situation before there was a precedent, as the NFL's kind of, I don't know, trying to calibrate what their penalty system is going to be, does a guy get penalized harsher at the beginning? Probably. I think Calvin Ridley, by the way, has a great season this year, don't you?
Yes. Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars offense opening up, Ridley, Kirk, Etienne.
It's a guy I wish I would have got on my keeper league at the end of the last year for $1.
Bye.
Seriously. No, seriously, I wish I would have got him in my keeper league, and I wasn't thinking. I'll bet somebody did. April, 5 players, 4 from the Lions, were suspended for betting on NFL games. 6-game suspensions betting on NFL games from the NFL facility. Some of them were released. I'm going to tell you the onus is on everybody. And I think the league gets out there. I don't know how you give a message to someone who doesn't want to receive it, right? You keep putting it out there. You send them notes. You do.
Especially at this point when they've already seen
dudes get
suspended.
Popped. Yeah.
Calvin Ridley didn't happen yesterday.
That's right. That's right.
It happened last summer.
No, that's right. At some point, it's on you, man.
I was just betting on the NBA Finals.
hockey,
basketball,
golf, the ponies. Yeah.
It's not football.
No, just not football.
Wait till you get home.
Can they bet on the USFL? Should they be able to bet on that?
If you want, I get the football player could have inside information about basketball. Could have a
100%.
bro.
That's right.
On one of those teams.
That's my buddy I went to
But
school with at Alabama
what
or
you gotta
Alabama
do
State. And, yep.
Is even if the rules to you like, oh, why is this here? Sometimes you just gotta do what they tell you, and this is pretty simple. Can't do it at work. Can't bet on your own sport.
Don't do it, or there will be penalties. And this is
not surprised anymore.
If you don't understand the reason, that's on you. This is to your point. This isn't hypocritical. It isn't. You can't bet on football. You can't bet on the game in which you have influence over. You just can't. You can't bet on something that the integrity of the game could potentially be called into question, or the integrity of the system, the betting system. Right? If you you put a big bet down, and all of a sudden the line swings. I mean, we're affecting a lot of people's livelihood. You can't do that. If you don't understand why, that's on you, man. This isn't hypocritical. You could be in the league for X number of years. Just don't bet on football. Don't bet on your game. But it's on you to know the rules. All right, when we come back,
I got breaking news for you. When we
do you really?
Yes.
In what? Like, you want to hit me?
Speaking of rivalries, one is going away.
That's next on the opening drive. All right, that's kind of a big deal. So is this. Like, remember when those of you who are married, remember when you bought the ring, got the ring? Those of you who are not, I know you're like, what do I do? It's John Thomas Jewelers. Like there's no other place to go. This is the spot for custom jewelry, affordable custom jewelry, beautiful affordable custom jewelry right here in Albuquerque. It's John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor, Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. So I've heard people say, well, I don't know about this. I'm intimidated by custom jewelry. Why? Why would you be more intimidated by that than going into some mall jewelry store and going to a case and being pressured into buying something out of the case? They walk you through this process. So you walk in. The first time I walked into John's place, he pulled out all these different bands. And yeah, is it a lot? It's overwhelming. But then you kind of say, oh, I like that one. All right, well, how would you like it with this down the side or this custom piece? Okay, what about the stone? You like this? Oh, I like that one better. Okay, bigger, smaller? You go through the whole process. This is one of the biggest things you'll ever do. It is picking out that wedding ring, picking out jewelry for the person you love. And there's only one place to go, and it's John Thomas Jewelers. I was so amazed by them when I went in there. They're the only 5-star Google-rated jeweler in the state. They do more custom jewelry in a week than most jewelers do in a year. If you can dream it, they can make it. Why? Because they do it here. They don't send it out of state. They've got custom expert jewelers right here. They're the only preferred jeweler in Albuquerque. That makes John Thomas Jeweler the only jeweler in town who offers a guarantee, a lifetime warranty, a lifetime nationwide warranty, no matter where you go. And now with any purchase of just $5,999, they're giving away a 7-night, all-inclusive trip to the Dominican Republic. So this is perfect for couples looking to get engaged. You get the ring and the honeymoon. Perfect for couples looking to create an anniversary, big jewelry, and a trip. Anyone looking to get away. This is not a contest, boys and girls. This is for any purchase of $59.99. All the food, the drinks, the tropical destination, while supplies last. Go by and see John over at John Thomas Jewelers. Go to johnthomasjewelers.com. It's John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor, Lewis University building, right across the Coronado Mall on the east side of Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. If you can dream it, they will make it.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit International Protective.
All right, this is pretty big breaking news, and I didn't see this coming.
Shocked. You are shocked.
Aren't you?
Yes.
Right, go ahead.
The PGA Tour has agreed to merge with Live Golf.
When you said it to me, I was like, "Shut up!" No, what's the breaking news? I didn't see it before the break, and you teased it, and I said, "What's the breaking news?" And you said that to me, and I said, "Shut up!" Really? Right?
That is
You said,
happening.
no, this is legit.
Quote from Jay Monahan, PGA Tour Commissioner: "After 2 years of disruption and distraction, this is a historic day for the game we all know and love."
So I'm sifting through the details, but CNBC is the first one to report this. So basically, PGA and Live are going to merge. Of course, Live backed by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, controlled by the Saudi Crown Prince. It's going to drop all litigation. They are merging into, they sign an agreement that combines the PGA Tour and Live Golf's commercial business into a new, yet-to-be-named for-profit company. This will include the DP World Tour, known as the European PGA Tour. So the Public Investment Fund, the Saudis, are going to invest billions of new capital into this. Part of the agreement, there will be, quote, what they're calling a fair and objective process for any player who wants to reapply for membership with the PGA Tour or DP World Tour following the 2023 season. So I think they're going through this season as scheduled. It sounds like this will be for next year, but they put out a press release this morning announcing this. It says the PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and the Public Investment Fund, the PIF, today announced a landmark agreement to unify the game of golf on a global basis. The parties have signed an agreement that combines PIF's golf-related commercial businesses, including Live Golf, with the commercial business rights of the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour into a new collectively owned for-profit entity to assure that all stakeholders benefit. So it sounds like they're going to merge after this year. It sounds like purses will go up, that everybody is going to benefit. I don't
One, Phil.
Phil, well, yeah, and all those,
The Saudi crown prince owns golf. That's what this is.
It's interesting. I'm not sure I'm ready to say that yet. I got
How
a
is that
million.
not happening?
Well, I got a million questions on
I got a billion questions for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a answer. Do you? I don't know that I have one single answer on this. That ends all pending litigation between the parties. It says the three organizations work cooperatively and in good faith to establish a fair and objective process for any players who desire to reapply. So it's all going to be one? Is that what I'm understanding now?
I want to talk about a monopoly.
Lenny says, I guess Liv waved the white flag. And he sent me a story out of the New York Post that says PGA Tour and Live Golf merging. It's a this is like literally now. It's bonkers. They're going to merge with the European Tour, so this is going to be one worldwide tour. This is still coming down. We're gonna try to figure this out.
More from PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan, quote,
Yeah.
"We are pleased to move forward in step with Live in PIF's world-class investing experience, and I applaud PIF Governor Yasir Al-Ramadan for his vision and collaborative and forward-thinking approach that is not just a solution to the rift in our game, but also a commitment to taking it to new heights. This will engender a new era in global golf for the better."
It also says there's no question that Live model has been positively transformative for golf. We believe there are opportunities for the game to evolve while also maintaining its storied history and tradition. This partnership represents the best opportunity to extend and increase the impact for all. We look forward to collaborating with Jay and Keith to bring the best vision of the game. So I don't know if this means 3-round tournaments with no cuts, or they're gonna,
That's why Rory was so salty the last few weeks,
because he could have cashed in and still come back and played what he wants to play. I mean, the guys who win, right, are those guys who cash those
This
big checks.
one, looking at the golf talking heads,
Yeah.
has everyone shocked. No one saw this coming.
No, I like honestly, when you said this to me, I'm like, shush. I am stunned by this. I'm stunned that it happened now. I don't think I'm stunned that it eventually happened. Are you?
I'm stunned. Stunned.
Yeah, no. There's not a lot that just catches me totally off guard, and this one did. Wow.
Was there any sign that this was coming?
I don't think there was any sign at all.
Colin Morikawa, he just tweeted out, "I love finding out morning news on Twitter."
I'm reading a story. Says one PGA Tour player reached by ESPN on Tuesday. Quote, "No bleeping way," end quote. That, I mean, everybody in golf just seems to because this had to be going on. This is a gigantic deal. This didn't just happen overnight. How did they keep that one
in the
quiet,
boardroom?
right? How did they keep that one quiet? So the Saudi Public Investment Fund has put more than $2 billion. That's billion with a B into golf. This when the details come out, and that's why we all have so many questions. But the guys, the Koepkas, the Mickelsons, the Dustin Johnsons, all these guys that got,
that's why I don't
$25 million to go over there.
I know the text you just got saying, "Oh, Liv waved the white flag." I don't feel that way at all. Like, Liv is the one that's bringing billions to the table.
Well, but they don't get to do it their way. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, I want to see the details.
You might be playing by the PGA rules, but the dude with billions in his pocket is calling the shots.
So does that mean that they're unifying and making bigger purses and doing some of the things that the players have been wanting? Because that's kind of where LIV had its traction, right? LIV gave the players a lot of things that they wanted that the PGA Tour wasn't bending on. Then it made the PGA Tour evolve, right? And you guys, this is going to play out over the day. But I mean, when you look at the Mickelsons and the DeChambeaus, what they get, 125 each? That winner. I mean, I'm going to guess they're not giving that back, right? Sorry, Prince. I spent it. I mean, honestly, this is going to be the story. You guys, I'm stunned by this one. Not a lot of stuff just stuns me. This one just knocked me over when you said that. I mean, aren't you surprised by this?
My jaw was on the floor. I did not expect. I was looking online to see what college team or what pro team or something like that, and golf, not on the radar. I was shocked.
That was a great tease. All right, we're going to dig into this more. Love your thoughts, though. 505-246-0610. So PGA, the World European Tour, and LIV Golf merging this morning. Just coming down within the last 15 minutes. We're going to get more into that and what does it mean and how does this go forward. And, boy, now you got to mend some relationships because Rory's got to play with Phil at some point. And, yeah, that'll be fun.
Checks make everything better.
Yes, they do.
Checks that cash.
You got an alarm at your business, right? You installed security cameras. It's not enough. Aaron Jones owns International Protective Service, IPS. And he reminds you, don't wait to be a victim of vandalism. Don't wait to be a victim of theft. IPS offers standing guards and 24-hour patrols to protect your business and your home. They respond quickly when your alarm goes off to prevent loss, prevent damage to your property. Private security can save you money. IPS is private security. I've trusted IPS for a lot of years. They've come by my house many times, every single day. When my garage door was left open overnight, they didn't move until someone come down and close it. When the alarm went off and I was out of town, they were there making sure everything was okay. When I go out of town, they pick up any packages that are left. They roll the garbage cans to the curb and back. They keep the bad guys away. Call IPS, see what they can do for you at your home and or your business. Their number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. You can visit them online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work.
There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. It's upstairs, goes to the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there as La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch, and she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get one run back. That one's hit on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what?
Seth?
So, Live and PGA are merging. Phil Mickelson tweets, "It's a great day." Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is for you. Ryan just sent me a text. He says Mickelson made $200 million, and I feel like he had to know about this. He's been very salty with Brandel and company the last week or two on Twitter. On the Phil front, when does he get thanked by every golfer who attacked him? He made them richer than they ever thought. He's not wrong. He's not wrong, because now, look, this merger. Okay, the Saudis weren't going away, obviously. I asked a couple months ago, how long do you think until they get bored? Right? How long do you think they get until they get bored, just playing around with this golf thing? Now they merge, and they can, people who are actually golf people are going to be able to run the golf thing with his money. But it's those of you who are the PGA people, and I can't wait to talk to Nick about this on Friday. Nick Nee. I almost want to reach out to him now, and I just may. Are you pissed off that the PGA is going to be doing business with the Saudis?
I think there's a faction of dudes that will be upset that really did take a stand for what they felt were the right reasons, and not necessarily just want to say thank you for the check. Ultimately, everyone's going to get there because you never say no to money. But this is what it's about. As so many people tried to say that the PGA was trying to stand on the right side of golf. All right, maybe there's some things that they need to change and make life a little easier for some of the lower end golfers to not, be in a hole when you're just trying to make it tournament to tournament, have your caddy, transportation, things like that. Now this is an unprecedented shift in the game of golf, and this is not like this is all those guys. Phil Mickelson, mainly.
Yeah.
But Dustin Johnson, you name it down the list. They feel like winners this morning. And yes, the PGA Tour guys, their bank accounts are going to feel good, but there's a shock. There's dudes. Colin Morikawa found out about this on Twitter. Like, this wasn't talked about. The PGA guys weren't like, all right, do we have to start thinking about the future, this and that? No, this was out of nowhere.
So you're Colin Morikawa, you're Rory McIlroy, you're pick your PGA guy, John Rahm, right? Who said no to that? Tiger, for that matter. Who said no to that money? Who said no? And again, just a little perspective, okay? Just a little bit of perspective. Guys were going over signing for $125 million. Remember when DC, do you know the answer to this? We asked the question when guys started signing for $125, $150 million. Do you know what Tiger Woods made in his career golf earnings? Not outside of golf, but golf earnings. Because this will put everything into perspective for you. Take a stab.
If I had to guess, probably $450 million.
127 point something million.
Wow.
All right. And then these guys are getting a $125 million signing bonus. So now all of a sudden, how do those guys who said no feel? When it ultimately ends up, we all merge, we're all doing the same thing. Those guys got all that cash. Now, granted, you're going to make plenty of money. Your money's going to be there. The purses are going to go up. I got to believe there's going to be more guarantees. My biggest question, well, not my biggest one, but one of them is, what's the format? Are you playing 3-round tournaments with no cuts? Or are you playing the traditional 4 rounds? Can they wear shorts? Can they not wear shorts? Are we playing team golf? Are we not playing team golf? Like all this stuff, right? But the guys, Mickelson, Koepka, DeChambeau, Pickett, Taylor Gooch, what's his name? I mean, are you kidding me? It's that Nick Nee note. I said that's wild. Trying to find out more about it. It's beyond wild. Beyond wild. What do you think? Where does the criticism come now in regards to the Saudi money? Because JJ,
that PGA, was a big factor for a lot of people.
The PGA just got in bed with the Saudis, right?
The Saudis own golf. They own golf.
How do people feel about that now? At the pro level now, there's something to be
like
said.
It's not them. It's the dude that has billions of dollars that isn't going away. Owns the sport at the professional level.
This is watching the layers play out of this. So now all the companies who are affiliated with the PGA,
you're just like, well, guess we're doing this now.
FedEx, whether they want to be or not, is now affiliated with the PIF, right?
Yep.
Charles Schwab is now affiliated with the PIF. Right? John Deere, who you love to rip on all the time, is now affiliated with the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. And I guess anybody by default now who plays golf is that's who you're working for.
And a lot more people are going to understand that the money is in sport overall. There's a lot of owners with deep pockets in multiple leagues, and it's becoming more and more prominent.
I mean, just stunning. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll look more into this. I'm trying to learn more what it means, what it will mean, when it means. But, I mean, bottom line is LIV and PGA and the European Tour have all merged. One big, giant world golf tour, and the players are going to get a lot more money, and they're dropping all the litigation. And stunning news this morning on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
The sports animal.
The reaction to this story. So he said, if you'd have told me Trump had agreed to be Biden's running mate, I would have been more surprised. Like people are just stunned by this. I've been texting back and forth with Nick, the golf professional and director of golf over at San Diego Golf Club, and he said he's trying to find out more. He said, but a matter of time till they coexist. Interesting that Monahan will remain the CEO of the new formed commercial board. And I said, I saw that too. I said, kind of crazy though. All of a sudden now the PGA's in business with the Saudis. And he said, crazy, but cool. The back and forth hopefully ends up and gives us the best players for majors and Ryder Cup. I mean, ultimately, as a consumer of the game, you win. Do you know this? Did the guys who signed with Liv, did they get all their money up front, or was it over a bunch of years?
It was up front.
Because if they got it all up front, they win. They walk away with that money. If they were getting paid, here's $25 million a year for the next 5 or whatever, I'm going to guess that stops. They still got paid, but I mean, I don't know. All I know is huge news this morning: Liv and PGA merged, and we're waiting on details as to when. I guess it's going to be next year. What it's going to look like, what formats are going to look like, what it all means. But holy smokes, Lenny! Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lenny.
Morning. So I texted you that article, and when Liv started, everyone complaining that the golfers were taking blood money from the Saudis.
Yeah.
So now what are they going to say?
I know.
Because the Saudis are going to back the PGA with higher money.
Yeah, you're in business with the Saudis now.
So no one can say everything, otherwise they're hypocrites. Either you support what they're doing, or you don't watch golf. You can't have it both ways. And then how they reintegrate those players back in, they got till next year to figure out.
Yeah, what the format's going to be, how often they're going to have to play, what the purses are going to look like. They have a lot to figure out. Jay Monahan evidently is going to stay on and be that guy who does that. But to your point, I think that's one of the biggest things that people are going to have to reconcile is if your biggest issue was with guys going to Live because it was Saudi money, now what? Are you done with golf? You're not watching anymore?
No, they're going to go. I mean, everyone will just push it to the side and go, we just want to watch golf. It was an issue when it was the Saudis in their league saying they're throwing money and they have all this they can do and they're hurting golf, but now it's a different story.
Yeah.
What they did, regardless of what the Saudis are, we know what they did is reprehensible. What they did was force the PGA to think outside the box, change, and start adding more money to the golfers. The last person who did that was Tiger.
Yeah, now it's this prince of Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
And now the Live president is now going to be on the board of the PGA, or the Live governor. And then I just want to change it real quick just to Denver.
Yeah.
Denver cannot take the Heat for granted. They cannot play like they did the other night and come out flat because Miami has played every team that's better than them and has beaten them. They're not afraid.
Done.
They have the best coach in basketball. They play the best team in basketball, and they don't play hero ball. So unless Denver can figure out how to break the zone and come out and stick their foot on the throttle,
I agree with that.
they may end up losing the series.
Yep, because that team's not going away. There's something gritty, grimy, dirty, gutsy about Miami this time of year that they will not go away.
And they just have that next man up mentality.
100%.
It's like Jimmy Butler said the other night. If I see a guy that's 0 for 10 and I have the ball and he's
giving him the
open,
ball.
he's shooting.
Yeah, I'm giving him the ball. Yep.
So you got to give them credit for it. But I still think Denver can pull it out. But they have to come out tonight and take it to them and win. If they lose tonight, it may be another story.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right.
It's tomorrow night. But
You
yeah,
guys have a
no,
good one.
thanks. Appreciate you. Hey, this down too. I just saw Vance Johnson going to join the Enchantment this summer, the TBT team.
Hmm?
Did you know that?
Yep.
All right. I just saw that. Or Vance Jackson, I mean, is coming back and going to be on the TBT team. But that's going to be coming up soon. Next month?
Next month.
That was a big deal around here, DC. The Enchantment, a bunch of New Mexico alumni played the Panamaniacs, a bunch of New Mexico State alumni in the pit on ESPN last year in the TBT. It was a big deal. It was actually really, really fun. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. HB says, living it up, Jeff. I thought the whole point of Live Guys was they were tired. They want to play in less events, shorter tournaments, more time off. What about dudes like Sergio who burn their PGA bridges on the way out the door?
Doesn't matter. They just rebuilt that bridge with billions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, money takes care of everything, man. I think there's going to be, I think there's got to be guys that didn't go to Live. The Colin Morikawas, the John Rahms, the Scotty Schefflers, who could have gone over and made 125 to 150 grand. Million. And Ryan said he thinks it was paid over 4 years. I don't know. But now that everybody's, we're all back together again, but those guys have $125 million in their pocket.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe I should have done that. But your purses are going to be bigger. You're still going to be able to live and buy yachts. Harold says, question for Nick. What about all the marginal players that only have a PGA card because of the slots created by dudes going to Live? That's a great point. And they're going to have to figure out a way to cut that field down. I'm going to guess you're going to go back to whatever the number is, and the guys on the bottom end are going to be pushed out again.
Or it gets larger.
Or it gets larger.
If it's a merger of everything.
Yeah, or it gets larger. I don't know the answer. Yeah, they got a lot of details to figure out, dude. I'm going to guess Live signed multi-year deals to play golf tournaments in Tucson and Saudi Arabia and wherever they were playing tournaments, right? Are those just getting enveloped into the PGA calendar next year? And now you've included the World Tour too, the European Tour. Yeah, I don't know all the details, man. This is going to be really crazy as it comes out. But I think the biggest story here is, holy smokes, like this just happened. And everybody is just sitting around just going, I don't get it. Jay Monahan, PGA Tour Commissioner, said in a memo to players this morning that through thorough evaluation would determine how they'll integrate the team golf into the game. Quote, they were going down their path, we were going down ours, and after a lot of introspection, you realize all this tension in the game is not a good thing. Okay? Team golf, too. With those big fields, holy smokes. Baseball, we come back, and then on D-Day. How about on D-Day? That's when this feud ended. Just saying. Pedro Lopez is going to be with us, Isotopes manager, next. He just won his 1,000th game as a manager. It's the opening drive. We're going to talk to him about his career and about the next 1,000. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
Media station, even if they're not that proud of us. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
All right, just hitting on the big story that's going to rattle the sports world today. No Stanley Cup game today and no NBA game today. Golf picked the right day. Live Golf and the PGA have merged. They announced a merger today, and they're going to talk about team concept and all that. And everything you're reading, JJ, it says PGA players had no idea. I wonder if the Live players had an idea. I mean, how do the Live players feel about this? I think they win.
They're happy.
They get their money, and they get to go back and play on that. I think they are. We'll get more into that coming up in a little bit, but this was big news on Sunday. Pedro Lopez, the manager of your Albuquerque Isotopes, when the Isotopes beat Salt Lake on Sunday, won his 1,000th game as a manager in minor league baseball. That is a tremendous milestone. Tonight, they open up a homestand out at the ballpark against Sugarland. It is Taco Tuesday. Los Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico against the Sugarland. I mean, they got to be the Sugar Skulls, right? But what are they? What's their Copa de Diversión? What are they? I don't know, but it's the Mariachis on Taco Tuesday. He is the skipper, the head manager, the big dog over for the Isotopes. Pedro Lopez joins us this morning. It's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Hello, Pedro. How you doing?
Good. Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Good. Thanks for getting up early. I know how baseball guys feel about morning shows, so we appreciate you doing that. Congratulations, man. That's a big milestone. I know you're gonna give the credit to everybody else, but giving yourself a second. I don't know whether it was just with your people, with the Mirror, with whoever, to realize, damn, dude, that's something pretty special.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't. People probably it's not going to believe me, but I had no idea what was going on. Forrest, I think it was the week before, he came in and he goes like, "Hey, did you know that you're close to 1,000 wins?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" And then we had a baseball camp on Saturday, and John mentioned it that that was one game away, and that's when everything hit. I'm like, oh snap! So I don't know. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for like all the players that I have at some point have touched throughout all these years, and keep touching and just keep making better people.
None of us get into whatever we're doing for milestones, right? I mean, we get into it because we love it. We want to make a difference. We hope that we're good at it. But as you go back and you look, and you're not even close to done, I don't believe. Is there a moment that stuck out to you that said, you know what, I'm pretty good at this. I'm making a difference.
I guess I don't know. I just like I've been fortunately enough once again to have a lot of good players, and I remember when I started doing, when I started coaching, actually my last couple of years, I felt like, I wanted to do this. I wanted to give back to the game what I got back for 13 years. So I just, I don't know. I just, started doing it, and then managing wasn't something I wanted to do, and I guess 20 years later, here I am, or 19 years later, I don't know. So I'm honored, and I'm also blessed.
No, Pilo, when you're the kid from Puerto Rico there at Arizona Western College, what is going through your mind at that point in time in your life about what your goal was, what you were trying to accomplish?
I really tell you guys, I mean, it's just like, I know when I went to college, I had, the opportunity of signing as a free agent from Puerto Rico, and I decided to go to college because I wanted to, learn English, and then, believe it or not, I wanted to become a sport medicine doctor. That was, that's what I wanted to do. So all the books were in English, and I wanted to make sure that I understood what I was reading. And next thing you know, I get drafted. I get an opportunity to play in the major leagues. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And then towards the end of my career, I just like, I feel like, as a player, I was a leader, and I just it felt like this was the right thing to do. But to be honest with you guys, managing was it was never, even towards the end of my career when I was I started coaching players and I started helping guys out. Managing was it was nothing that that I'm imagining of doing. So, but once again, here I am, and it's been a privilege.
And Pedro, you talk so much about relationships and the importance of being able to connect with people, not just as baseball players, but who they are in the locker room. Yep. Who was important to you that helped you learn how important that is?
I want to say Bruce Bochy. I want to say I've always said that the way I am in the dugout, and the way I've been for all these years is because of him. I think that I had the opportunity to have him as my manager in 1992 in AA with San Diego, and I kind of saw the way he went about his business then, and I was like, hey, if I ever get a chance to do this, I want to be like him. So I want to say he's been a big mentor. He probably doesn't know that, but I'm hoping that I can run into him one of these days, and I can probably tell him in person.
Pedro Lopez is with us this morning on The Sports Animal. He's the Isotopes manager, just earned his 1,000th victory as a manager in the minor leagues. He played 13 years in the minors. And I don't know if there's a way that you would create a really good manager in the minor leagues, but a guy that can certainly relate to players who are in the minors trying to move up. And I guess everybody in the minors is in a different place, right? Some guys know they're there for a while. Some guys are trying to move up. Some guys are trying to hold on, whatever it is. What makes a good manager at this level? Because I'm going to guess it's probably more psychologist than it is baseball guy, huh?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The biggest thing is like for me, and I've always said it, and I keep tell my wife daily. It's like I think you really have to relate with the guys. You still got to feel what it feels like to be a player, and because if not, and then you basically just going to be another coach. And I don't think that's what makes me walk every day to the ballpark, and it's like I want to connect to the guys. I want to feel what they feel. I want them to know that I feel that too. It's like when I give guys off days, I want them to know that it's for a good reason. So once again, I just like we got a good bunch here in Albuquerque, and I just hope that that I can keep helping them get to the big leagues and be better people.
What's the biggest role of a manager at this level? Because I think you got guys, you probably don't have all the say. You got the people in Colorado saying, hey, I want this guy to play, or can you pitch this guy today, or put this guy in left field and see what he can do. Are you a baseball guy? Are you a confidant? Do you teach skills? Is it about development? Because guys are in a really interesting position, one step away from their ultimate goal.
I think like here at this level, you really have to be a psychologist, because it's like like the daily grind that these guys go through, and basically being so close to the major leagues, seeing guys go up to the major leagues with that probably at times they probably don't have the same numbers as some of the guys that we have here, but just because there's a need or whatever need they got at the big league level, they have the need for that player. Instead of getting the guy, then it's actually got better numbers. So you have to sit down, you got to talk to them. I mean, it's really tough. It's they all want to be in the big leagues. They all want to be there, and but they need to understand that this is their big leagues for the time being.
Now, Pedro, one of the things you talked about too before the season started was not just the individual you to a player, but the locker room camaraderie. Getting guys together in the locker room is something you wanted to see from this team. Are you seeing that? Are guys responsive to that? Because part of that individualism that you were talking about, you want to kind of break that barrier in the locker room.
Yeah, and we've seen it. I mean, we're seeing it. I think since day one, we talked about it. We talked about being a family and just taking care of each other. And I think, we've seen that. It's a really good group. Once again, I feel blessed that I'm in the position that I'm in today. It's a good group. Things are not going at times the way that, we want them to go, but it's a daily grind. It's a marathon. It's not a race. So we just got to stay focused on the big picture. And hopefully, we can keep developing guys to get to the big leagues.
23-34 is the Isotopes mark as they play Sugar Land tonight out of the ballpark. You're going to get a reset. And this year, the league went to 2 halves. Are the guys look at that as a new beginning? Is that something that's even on your radar as you look at, okay, we got a chance still, even though we're in last place right now, we can get to the playoffs because we get a reset and there's a second half?
Yes, I think this year the format, the way Major League Baseball has done it, I think allowed the guys to have a reset, like you mentioned. I think first half being over, and then just focus on what's ahead and just playing good baseball, and hopefully we can make the playoffs in the second half. So I think it's good for the guys. I've always liked the whole season. Just because that's the way the big leagues is, and he kind of gives them that feel. But for them, I think it'll be a good reset. Hopefully, we can take advantage of it.
Who should get a chance that hasn't yet? Who do you want to see on this club get a call up that maybe is really, really close, that you can't wait to see get a shot to get called up to the big club?
I want all of them to get up there, but I think there's a good story in the clubhouse. I think Tommy Doyle, it's a guy that was away for 2 years because of injuries, and right now he's throwing the ball really well. I think he'll be a really good story, not only for the Rockies, but I think for baseball in general. Here's a guy that was in the big leagues, throwing close to 100 miles an hour, if not throwing 100 miles an hour, and then being able to be sidelined because of injuries and losing basically 2 years, and now making it back to this level and being able to throw the ball the way he's throwing. I think he'll be a guy that, for me, I would love to see in the big leagues. Tomorrow. We were talking about it in Salt Lake when we were there. And I was asking around, and I think we all, as a staff, we all agreed that, he can pitch there because he's got the fastball command, he's got the breaking ball. So, I think it'll be a great story for baseball.
What's been the issue this year? Has it been injuries? Has it been call-ups? I know there's been a lot of injuries at the big league level, which has really made a lot of turnover on your roster.
I just say it's just a big league, the injuries at the big league level. I think, we got hit with injuries here, but also the injuries at the big league level has put a toll in our team. I think the lineup went from being a really good lineup to then all of a sudden, a lot of guys filling in, a lot of guys from Ascended coming over and trying to help us. So it's been tough. It's been tough, but I really have to tip my hat to these guys because they keep grinding every day, and like I said earlier, maybe the results are not there, or they're not what we want them to be, but they're grinding every day, and I just hope that the second half could be a lot better half for us.
All right. Do you get a taco? Do they bring you down like on Taco Tuesday today? That's a big promotion, mariachi night, and did they bring you tacos before the game, or do you got to go up and find your own?
I really don't know. So I just found out about the promotion because you guys brought it up.
Well,
so
Forrest better take care of you.
I showed up, but it'll be nice if they can bring me a few tacos tonight before the game.
It feels right. Awesome. Forrest should take care of you. Hey, do the guys, when you put on all these different uniforms, whether it's the green chili cheeseburgers, the ice topes, the reds or the purples or the whites, and then the mariachis, does it matter? They just put on whatever's in the locker. Is there a different feel on nights, like special theme nights, like mariachi nights for these guys?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Really,
I think the guys love going out there and putting those mariachis jerseys on. I think they're cool. And then second of all, we get a great response from the fans too. So I think mariachi night is always a really good night for us. And besides, like I said, liking the colors and kind of getting away from the purple, red, black, and white, it gives the guys a different feel.
Nice. Well, go have fun tonight. Congratulations on number 1,000 and all the success. We'll see you out at the ballpark tonight and get a fresh start here in a couple of weeks and maybe make a run in the second half. We'll catch up with you soon.
All righty. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for waking up. Pedro Lopez gets up. Look, baseball guys don't like the morning, and I appreciate him doing that. I always thought that it was just the guys just put on whatever uniform. It didn't matter. At least it's kind of cool.
A little more juice on mariachi nights at Ice Topes Park.
Man, I'm down with that. All right, when we come back, the latest on this big news today. Live Golf merging with the PGA and the World or the European Tour. What we know, what we're finding out. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Jim Rowe.
The long national nightmare in... We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the...
We're moving to Valentine's Day to October. I mean, like, stunning news. Live PGA and the European Tour merging. In a memo to PGA Tour players on Monday, Monahan, the commissioner of now this whole thing, didn't mention this. but they're going to get out today. He said though today that the PIF, the public, what was it? Public something fund. What is it? The Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia will make investments to, quote, build an even stronger, more robust commercial business together, and they're committed to significant financial support toward causes that positively impact the game on a global basis, end quote. So the Saudi PIF is going to be a major corporate sponsor, partner of the PGA. All of y'all and everybody who screamed about the Saudi money was filthy and dirty. Now, I mean, it's there. Now it's there. Some players are telling different outlets now, they're like, why did this have to happen? The PGA Tour, they felt, was winning. According to one PGA Tour member, he questioned why the merger happened. PGA Tour was beating LIV on the course and in the courts. Quote, it's insanity. The LIV Tour was dead in the water. It wasn't working. Now you're throwing them a life jacket? Is the moral of the story to just always take the money, end quote. That's one PGA player. This is, I mean, wow. Wow. All right, 505-246-0610. I can't tell you the last time I was this stunned by something that came down.
No one saw it coming. To keep it quiet, the players are absolutely shocked on the PGA Tour. And I understand the frustration from them, because there's guys that stood up and said, all right, I'm with you, PGA Tour, and turned down huge offers, turned down guaranteed money, and now they're all on the same team.
Yep. And some guys have a lot more money, and some guys pass on that money. PGA will remain a 501c6 tax-exempt organization. It'll retain oversight of the sanctioning of events, the PGA will, the administration of competition, and the rules. Yasir Al-Rumayyan, the governor of Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, will join the policy board of the PGA, which continues to operate the tournaments. He'll be the chairman of the new commercial group. Jay Monahan will be the CEO, and the PGA Tour will have a majority stake in this new venture. The PIF, the investment fund from the Saudis, will invest in this commercial venture.
So how?
I don't know.
How big of a win is it for the PGA Tour? Because a lot of people are pointing out, not just, all right, here's billions of dollars that's now backing you, but pointing out being a tax-exempt organization.
So I think that's big. I don't know how that even works. Okay, how you stay a tax-exempt organization with all this money coming in? You just get to declare yourself tax-exempt?
A lot of people are saying that's what could have pushed the PGA Tour over the edge. You know, there's still ongoing court battles about the quote-unquote monopoly the PGA Tour had on golf.
Right.
And that fact that they get to keep that tax-exempt status as an organization.
How does that work? How do you?
No idea.
You just get to say I'm tax-exempt?
Can I do that?
I want to too. Text line 505-246-0610. Sad day in golf. Liv wanted a seat at the table, and today they got the whole restaurant. Terry says on the text line, after a fun weekend watching both Zhang and McCarthy battle in their tournaments, and then get a gut punch today with the crappy news, and Monahan joins Mickelson on my Mount Rushmore of sleazy people. If your issue is where the money's coming from, then your issue's with the PGA now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that there's players that are going to have tons of issues with it. Obviously, their career is golf, and they're going to be playing golf moving forward. But the PGA Tour came out, and they were just as strong, saying, hey, we're together, we're against this, that's bad for golf, this and that. And then you have players rallying around them. Yeah, we're not going to take that money. Our tour is good. Look at us. And then here we are.
Yeah, we're all one. Monahan basically was saying that looking at it and the battle, the dysfunction wasn't good for his game. They were going, this is a quote, they were going down their path. We were going down hours. And after a lot of introspection, you realize all this tension in the game is not a good thing. End quote.
Didn't it feel like that tension was gone?
So I'll tell you what it felt like to me. And I'm wondering where you guys are. Because, and did I just read something or did I say something? So I just heard it in the last few and it clicked with me. It felt like the PGA was winning. That LIV was basically irrelevant. Yeah, there was a lot of money there, and they had the players, but I didn't feel like the PGA Tour was missing those players. The PGA Tour was there every week, was competitive every week with good fields, good players, good names. You got the majors. We've had 2 of them. Koepka won one, a LIV player. He was right there at the other. But I felt like other than those 4 weekends a year, LIV was like, to your point, the tensions had died down. They had gone away. They were playing on the CW, cutting out of tournaments. Nobody was watching. I couldn't find them. I forget when they were there. Like, for me, it was like, okay, LIV's there, but I didn't miss Sergio, Phil, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka doesn't show up for regular tournaments anyway. Like, on a weekly basis, I was still enjoying the PGA Tour. And to your point, yeah, it felt like it had died down a bit, and I was feeling like the PGA had won. I mean, do you guys feel differently on this?
LIV kind of felt like XFL, USFL.
Right?
Yeah, it did not feel like a major league.
100% right. Just with some big names. Do you feel differently?
No. So it really makes you think, what is the PGA Tour trying so hard to avoid playing out in court? How much money are they saving by being tax exempt? Because that was stuff that Phil Mickelson or whoever was going after in the litigation, the stuff that was going on in the courts. The PGA players seemed happy with the purses going up, while they weren't LIV Golf purses.
They were
getting more money into the game, and then boom, out of nowhere, here we are.
Something happened, man. Something. I mean, don't you think something had to happen? Maybe maybe Monahan was afraid he was going to lose Rory, and or Rahm, or right. And maybe there was a feel that how many more guys can I lose?
But what?
I don't know.
And I know to that point, it's like, what changed? What would be changing now?
Or all right, let me ask you this: do you believe? It's hard. I almost said take the Saudi money thing out of it, but it's impossible to. But for the good of the game, for the good of the sport globally, don't you believe one unified tour / league, whatever, is best?
No.
You don't. Okay, I kind of do. To see these guys competing against each other all the time, I do. Now, I could listen to...
But they're still going to do their thing. Like, they're still going to have their tournaments...
Are they having separate tournaments still?
Weren't they?
I don't know what they're doing now. I don't know what they're doing now. I don't know.
If you put all the dudes into one, then that's a...
Yeah, that's kind of what this sounds like. A merger to me sounds like they're all in the same... We're merging. We become one. The LIV's not going to have their tournaments, and you're going to... we're all coming together. That's the way I understand this. I can listen to you tell me that you could have LIV Golf and as long as there's world ranking points, they can all play together in the majors. But there was a division in golf that was separating their game, and they decided to bring it all together. It's bonkers. I'm just going to tell you, it has been a long time since I heard a story and just said, no, that's not right. April Fools. Like D-Day. No, wait, what? It's not a joke day. This one was, if this would have happened on April 1st, I'd have said, hell no. There's no way this is happening. All right, we'll dig through this. 505-246-0610. Meanwhile, there's a story out that a couple of NFL players were robbed at gunpoint. Where did this happen and who was it? That is coming up next. Hey, school's out for the summer. You got road trips, a lot of time on the road. Get your vehicle ready for that. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. That's what I do. On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes to me. They'll do that for you, too. It's not just for me. They'll come to you wherever it's convenient, whenever it's convenient for you. Look, you're going to spend a lot of time in that car. On the Spot will make that time more enjoyable. as they come to you at your convenience, at your time, at your place. They'll detail your vehicle inside and outside and under the seats and under the hood. When they are done, your vehicle will look, feel, smell brand new. It's ready for the road and ready for those kids. Need extra protection? Ask them about ceramic coating, paint protection film, or window tinting for this hot New Mexico sun. And as always, our military gets a 10% discount. Schedule today. Give them a call at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. Or online at otsdetailing.com.
Jim Rowe.
Y'all remember Javi? We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling, and we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all
were at a club where they were robbed by gunpoint. Police report, redacted the names, but Greg Newsom and Perion Winfrey, a cornerback and a defensive tackle, were leaving a nightclub early Monday morning, about 3:30 in the morning, They got in Newsom's truck in a parking lot. 6 masked men allegedly jumped out of a car, robbed them at gunpoint, took their jewelry and their stuff, and then took the truck and left. Nobody was hurt. They began minicamp today. They were in town for minicamp. It's everywhere, man. So if that would have happened here, people say, oh, hell, see how bad Albuquerque. It happens everywhere. Doesn't make it any better, but it happens everywhere. All right, you got some sound from Jay Monahan. He's the commissioner of the PGA Tour. PGA and LIV have merged. I know. If you're just joining us, you're going, wait, what? PGA Tour,
next?
World Tour, and LIV have merged.
NFL like, hey, we're accepting XFL, USFL, and y'all can keep your teams.
New Mexico and New Mexico State have merged. They're playing one team.
Don't even.
What?
Don't even.
You and MSU?
Don't even.
It's not that. What? Is that bad? What would you call them? Stop it. Stop. All right. The sound you just found was Jay Monahan from when?
Like last year.
All right. This is the commissioner of the tour.
Sitting there on a CBS Sports broadcast talking with Jim Nance.
Yep.
And
the whole concept was if you had to apologize for going and taking dirty money, right? Saudi money. They're killers. They're, right? All that stuff. Okay? Now you've merged with them. By the way, I'm going to guess the guys who were on the LIV Tour said, yeah, not really. Never had to apologize. Never had to apologize for making my family better. Now you are taking their money. The PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, is going to be a big corporate giant in what you do. They're investing into everything you do. They will be around their guys now on your board. Have you ever had to apologize for being on the PGA Tour? How long does he last, Monahan, do you think? Will he be praised when it's all said and done? When the dust settles, okay? Mm-hmm. Is he going to be praised for saving golf?
From what?
Or destroying it? I don't think it's going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
So
it's not destroyed, but this is the
he united
biggest.
Uniting it.
It didn't unite golf. Golf was fine. LIV was playing.
There was a division. Are we arguing there's a division?
It was not.
There was a division.
It was not in need of saving. This is not Braveheart.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Like, it was not. This is a dude that saw billions and immediately showed you who he is. Pomp and circumstance, fluff, all the stuff that was said that the players then bought into to back their tour was a bunch of BS and nonsense.
Quote, this is Monahan today. After 2 years of disruption and distraction, this is a historic day for the game we all know and love. This transformational partnership recognized the immeasurable strength of the PGA Tour's history, legacy, and pro-competitive model, and combines it with the DP World Tour and LIV, including the team golf concept, to create an organization that will benefit golf's players, commercial, and charitable partners and fans. Going forward, fans can be confident that we will collectively deliver on the promise we've always made to promote competition of the best in professional golf, and we're committed to securing and driving the game's future. We are pleased to move forward in step with LIV and PIF's world-class investing experience. And I applaud PIF Governor Yasir Al-Rumayyan for his vision and collaborative approach and forward-thinking approach that is not just a solution to the rift in our game, but also a commitment to taking it to new heights. This will engender a new era in global golf for the better, end quote.
Why is it forward thinking now, but something you wanted nothing to do with last year? Why is this now great for the game, but last year you're like, we're the PGA Tour, get out of here. We don't need you.
It's a pretty fair question, isn't it?
You're a joke. Like, if you made that statement last year, there'd be frustration, but people be like, okay, new money coming in. That's all they wanted to do. And it went from the Saudis investing in golf to owning the game. Like, this is their tour.
If it's their money, it's their tour, right? I mean, if it's their money, it's their...
billions, baby.
If it's their money, it's their tour, isn't it?
There you go. And I think a lot of people, while you want to take a stand against it, realization is this is happening in a lot more sports than you realize.
What are you going to take a stand against now? No, the PIF is involved in Premier League, right?
Buying soccer stars left and right.
Everywhere. Yeah. There was a scene. Did you watch Ted Lasso?
I haven't seen the last one, so don't spoil it.
So it wasn't the last one, because I haven't either. So remember when the guy went over and came over and wanted to buy, what's the dude's name? The player. It was the African...
he wanted to do the Super League. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I wanted to buy a player, take him over, and he stayed. The guy that was having the affair with the owner. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I watched. Anyway, but I remember because he had all the money, he was coming over and he's never been told no, right? This kind of feels like that to me, right? The PIF, the Saudis have never been told no. Why? Because everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price. And it feels like at this point the PGA had a price. Whatever the number was. Am I wrong?
No.
And now Howie's going to sit there. You just played the Monahan sound from a year ago where he was saying, have you ever had to apologize about being on this tour? And I'm guessing the guys on Live were just going, I never had to apologize for being here either. What the hell am I going to apologize about? For making my family better? And now all of a sudden you're in bed with that guy? It's a hard justification. Now, I don't think it's going to hurt the game. People who love golf, I'm still going to watch. You're still going to watch. We're all still going to watch. And it'll be unified. And
yeah, and I think a lot of people, if you kept it business, you'll move on. Because you don't know what's in the sausage a lot of times with what's going on.
Nor do you want to.
But when it became this us versus them, we're taking a stand, this is America. The PGA Tour is America. And now you're coming out like this, you're going to take a hit.
Well, I mean, there were people...
You're going to get shredded for that.
What was it? Was it 2 weeks ago when they played Live at Trump's place in D.C.? And the protesters were out, because he's running for president, and how could you take Saudi money, and they're killers, and... Well, is that going to be every golf tournament now? No matter where you are, the protest's going to be there? I mean, this is going to be a really interesting one to wash out. Really interesting one to wash out. All right, get in. 505-246-0610. Everything you need to know, and this is going to kind of be it, man. As you move forward, go through your day. We'll get you that when we get back. You still have time to get in on the opening drive at 95.9 FM and the AM 610 Sports Animal.
This is Damon.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture.
Yeah, here's the guys that you're wondering how they feel as Liv and PJ announced a merger. And how much was offered to Rory? You heard like $250 million, and he passed it up, and now he's in the same spot. Will Zalatoris turned down $130 million to join Liv. He's 26 years old. He's made about $15 million on PGA Tour. And that's the kind of money you're talking about. That's the difference. I'm reading this guy said exactly what you said, right? I mean, Liv, their ratings were down. Nobody was watching them, and they just got bailed out. It's crazy. The whole thing is just bonkers. Saudis own the entire game of golf right now, this says. Massive win for the Shark. He disrupted the market. They got paid. PJ bought the top. Liv was spiraling with poor viewership. It took a 1 1/3 season of play for Liv to take him down. Be interesting to see what the game looks like, too, right?
Yeah, do they have their tours still and then have crossover events? Or is it just one giant golf world tour where massive fields go to different tournaments?
What's the date of this? June 18th, or July 18th. So this is a year ago, 11 months ago. Donald Trump tweeted, all of those golfers who remain loyal to the very disloyal PGA in all its different forms will pay a big price when the inevitable merger with Liv comes. And you get nothing but a big thank you from PGA officials who are making millions of dollars a year. If you don't take the money now, you will get nothing after the merger takes place, and only say how smart the original signees were. Good luck to all, and congratulations to really talented Cam Smith on his incredible win. Kind of called it, didn't he? I mean, that's 11 months ago, Trump calling that. Crazy. All right, DC just told me something, and so Isaiah Rodgers is the player for the Indianapolis Colts who's being investigated by the NFL for betting on his own team. And you're hearing some stuff coming out of Indianapolis, and I know it's not verified, so this is just talk on Indianapolis radio right now, so there's no substance that we know of to this, but evidently this is a real conversation.
Yeah, right now they are talking about the potential of a lifetime ban. Basically, in the players' agreement, if you get caught gambling on your team, it is grounds for a lifetime ban. So they're wondering if they're going to make a point out of this, and it might be a good time to do that, actually.
Well, I mean, who is he?
He is a defensive back.
No, my point is, who is he in the big scheme, right? He's a 6th-round pick on the 4th year of a 4-year deal that paid him $3.5 million. He's a literal exact guy to make an example out of, right? I mean, he's a human being that's got a family that...
It's not Pete Rose. I mean, it's got to be someone. Seems unlikely that one of their top guys would get caught like this. But
lifetime is a long time.
That is a very long time.
This is the next kick returner in the XFL.
Might be. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the story, Isaiah Rodgers is being investigated. Evidently, bet on his own team, the Colts. Not big bets. I mean, $25 and $50 bets. But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. And there should be a zero tolerance policy on betting on your own team. And we had the conversation earlier. If you play professional football or a coach in professional football or work in professional football, you cannot bet on professional football. Same in baseball. Like, I mean, if you're a trainer, you can't bet on, you just can't bet on baseball. You can't bet on your sport. Because even if there's nothing wrong, it's just the perceived integrity of the game. And perception is everything, and there's zillions of dollars, and I say that somewhat sarcastically, but not totally, on the line in regards to your industry, the betting industry, everything. The integrity of that cannot be questioned. Now, that'll be something. We'll probably know that by tomorrow, you're hearing?
I'm not actually hearing when it's going to come out. They're expecting it sooner than later, though.
All right. Cowboys received a receiver named Antonio Callaway, who arrested last weekend driving with a suspended license. A guy that was on their practice squad. Didn't dress for a regular season game, and he was competing for the final wideout role. But look, when you're that guy, you can't make a mistake. When you're the guy, when you're the last guy on a roster or on the practice squad, you can't make that mistake.
You don't get second chances.
Yeah, you don't. You just don't. All right, what do you need to know moving forward? Live merge with PGA. I mean, that's what you need to know. That's everybody's talking point today. And we're going to hear more stuff, and you're going to hear all kinds of.
I think The Rock is doing this morning. He's like, all right, let's see here. Okay, can I put some pressure on these NFL guys?
XFL to merge with the NFL.
Yeah, get my XFL into this business.
Bourne says year-round golf. Instead of less golf, there's got to be more, right? Not enough time to squeeze everything in between the Masters and start of football. See, I don't think they care about football. The American television market will care about football. But if they're going worldwide with this, maybe that's where they play their Australian event and their Saudi event. It's going to be in October and November. It's possible, okay? Right? It's possible. NBA tomorrow. That's what you get tomorrow. So tonight, no hockey, no golf. You get Los Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico. Taco Tuesday out of the Ball Yard tonight. I may go to the Ball Yard tonight for dinner tonight.
Sounds pretty good.
Doesn't it?
We got some specials all around the park.
Yeah, I think I may go out to the Ball Yard tonight and have a little Taco Tuesday tonight. Go out to Los Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico. Child doesn't have practice. She's training in the morning now, dude. 6 a.m. It's already cross-country season now.
It's that time. The morning workout's in.
The 6 a.m. workout. Then she's going to work. She went and bought work clothes. So we're working on that. All right. When we sit here tomorrow, what do you think the vibe's going to be on Live? And
a lot of player action.
A lot.
Kind of getting the insights from PGA Tour players and how they're feeling about this. Because I think a lot.
Do they feel deceived?
Feel duped. Yeah. Because they went into fighting for a false narrative. And that is PGA Tour stood for something. And what we all have to understand is in business, It's about the money. Nothing else.
Does it
Nothing
not
else.
stand for something? I mean, it stood for tradition
not.
and a lot of it. That's what
That's what they thought.
Well, that's what they're playing, and they'll still have their traditions. But what it doesn't stand for is we don't take Saudi blood money, and well, you kind of might.
Yes, you do. Everyone will when they see the amount of zeros in that bank account.
I'm not. There's just not been a lot of stories that just knock me over. I mean, it just you just don't see them coming. And this one came out of nowhere. All right, what day is tomorrow? Wednesday? Is that right?
Yes.
I'm just trying to think what I got going tomorrow. All right, you coming into work tomorrow?
Of course.
I'll be here.
All right.
Locking it down.
We'll have Game 3 preview. It'll be Game 3 in Florida, Heat and Nuggets, and we will have a whole lot of reaction on this PGA stuff. I will try to get somebody in here tomorrow to kind of give you a perspective on what this means, where it goes, when, how, all these questions, right? Who's in, who's out? When do you play? Can they wear shorts? What's the team thing look like? Are the Flying Aces still a deal?
It feels like you're ultimately going to see a mix of both. You'll probably have some team tournaments, some 3-day events.
Did anybody outside the guys who are on the team care about the team thing?
No. Here we go.
Thanks to Pedro Lopez for being with us. The Isotopes manager was with us. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. And then you get Isotopes and, Los Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico against Sugarland tonight. We're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Adrian, great work on the simulcast. DC, great day. You had a little hiccups. It wasn't your fault. You got through it. We're still here. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.